Good morning, guten Morgen, buenos dias, everybody out there. I apologize that I have to come and redo my episode. Actually, the one that I did last night. For some reason, it obviously did go straight to my YouTube channel because I actually even got one like and a view. Um, so that was cool. But when I woke up this morning, I saw that it was deleted. So um, I don't know if I accidentally deleted it, but I don't know how someone stumbles to accidentally delete it. So I mean, I was editing my playlist and stuff like that late last night, but I don't remember going through my uploaded videos. So, but I don't know. It probably was me. I probably deleted it at some point. I just don't know when. I was really tired last night. Maybe I just randomly did something. But either way, it was deleted, so I have to come up here and do another episode, or not another episode, but redoing the first episode. But this is the re-debut of this podcast, Talking Packers with Steve. Not being live episodes here on my YouTube channel using Google Hangouts. I'm doing it this way because I like to interact with people, and this is the best way to interact with Packer fans, NFL fans, and hopefully at some point fans of the podcast. Um, Next week's episode will be Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central, and then after that, I don't know what I'm going to be doing because with the NFL season, I might have two episodes per week, with one recapping the previous week's game, and then the later in the week one being previewing to next week's games for the NFL schedule, and then obviously the Packer games, whether I'm reviewing the previous week or going into next week, the Packer game will be last because that one will get the most either last or first, because it'll have the most time. But that's how I'll be doing it during the season, and obviously I'll be talking about all the games and all the things, obviously other news in the NFL during the season. But obviously the Packers will be topic heavy. But as I said in my testing episode, that I don't want to, alienate other NFL fans and talk about their teams and their topics they might have in the chats while watching a live episode, or in the comment section below this video or any video of a podcast episode if they have questions for the previous or for the next episode. So I definitely read everything that would be there. Those few topics that I did talk about last night, and I guess I'll bring up here again. The first one being Brett Favre coming back home. Brett Favre's back in Green Bay with everything that happened in the past. It's a little bit of everybody's fault from Brett and how he handled things in Green Bay, kind of pushing him out the door. So, both are at fault. Both have, at least it seems like, mended fences, and he's back, and he's in the Packers Hall of Fame, and now hopefully he'll be in the NFL Hall of Fame next year. He'll be, his first chance to go in the Hall of Fame. I think he should be and will be a first ballot Hall of Famer, along with Kurt Warner. I think is on his first ballots, and Terrell Owens, I believe, also his first ballot's going to be this upcoming cycle. So hopefully all of them, it'll be a star-studded cast if those three plus some others that I heard of get chosen to the NFL Hall of Fame. It'll be it might give me a reason to go there and down there. I mean, because Brett Favre, I grew up with him, being a '90s kid and everything, and so his whole career was my whole childhood pretty much. Starting from being drafted by the Atlanta Falcons to traded to the Packers, and then obviously everything happened since then. I've been a big fan of his and continue to support him even through the quote unquote bad times, whether it was late in his career in Green Bay or after all the wishy-washy stuff and going to Minnesota. First going to the Jets, then playing with the Vikings, and a lot of Packer fans turning their backs on him. I never did. I never thought about doing it. I always was a Brett Favre supporter, and through the last couple of years, it seemed like less people were on that side of supporting him. But now that he's back, everybody's all back together, and that's good. That's not a bad thing. It's just I never left, as in I never left supporting him. So I'm very honored that he's back in Green Bay. Too bad I won't be able to go to the game on on Thanksgiving night. It's sold out. I don't know if there would even be a possibility through the Packers or some other way to get in there, but for right now, that's not looking like it. So I'll be like the millions and millions of other NFL fans and Packer fans that'll enjoy it on TV in the comfort of my own home, I guess. So I guess there's solace in that. But as much as I'd like to be there, because I was there with my family when Reggie White, when they had a halftime ceremony for Reggie White during a game, retiring his number and putting him in the Ring of Honor there at Lambeau Field, and so it would have been nice to also cap it off to see Brett Favre's, because obviously both of them, played an integral part of the success of the Green Bay Packers, or pretty much restarting the success of the Green Bay Packers, because for many years before I was born, and there were kind of dark days in Packerland with the team not doing it as great. But obviously before then, you had Bart Starr and company, Vince Lombardi, to start the Packer tradition, and then you had a lull, and then came in one off season, Brett Favre and Reggie White, and obviously other players were part of those teams too. I'm not saying they weren't. I'm just saying that with the Packers' ability to get to, and with at that time Ron Wolf GM, to get Brett Favre and Reggie White in the same off-season class, as I like to call it, that was a big coup, and he, I'm sure he didn't know or envision exactly how we all go pan out, but obviously it was the best decision he ever made, and the Packer organization ever made. Landing those two, and being able to get them to come to Green Bay, play for the Green Bay Packers. I'd be okay, being in Green Bay, Wisconsin, with our cold winters and other things, not just football things, but the other side of it too, with their families and other things. Has to be the right town, the right team, the right town, the right coaches, everything. All has to work together, and I'm glad it did for those two, and I'm glad they did decide to come to Green Bay, and that Packers were able to get them. Sorry about that. But the other thing I want to talk about was Jerry Kramer. I guess a couple of days ago, whether it was yesterday or 2 days ago, that it came up to a committee vote of finding out who is going to be nominated for the class of 2016. I believe that's correct. And Jerry Kramer obviously was on that list of potential nominations, but he just didn't get it, and that's too bad. Especially for Packer fans, Packer Nation. We've been campaigning hard for him to be able to go into the NFL Hall of Fame anyway. He can get into the NFL Hall of Fame, and it's just too bad that it's not his time this year. And I fear it's going to be a situation that the NFL won't put him in until after he passes away. Then no one can, do speeches, or however the rules are for after that, after a player passes away. Because I think that would be kind of rude and kind of not right, really. The NFL can spin it however they want at that time, but I don't think that would be right. And I know other NFL fans of other teams would think the same way if it was happening to a legend of their franchise that they love and support. And in the situation with Jerry Kramer, I hope that him and other players in the situation will be able to get that honor and be able to enjoy it and be there, obviously. Be able to have a speech, be able to thank the people that they want to thank, be able to bask in the glow of it, and don that Hall of Fame jacket, and all the other pageantries and great things that come along with that, and especially with a special committee, because first you have an X amount of years trying to get into the NFL Hall of Fame from from the first ballots, from your first chance, and then I think at some point, I don't know where the cutoff is, then you're putting a whole new pool of of other legends or something like that, where then you have to get into the Hall of Fame, you have to be nominated from a special committee. I forget what it was off the top of my head, but when that process goes, you get nominated, then you're part of the pool, then you see if you're selected into the NFL Hall of Fame. I think that's how it goes, unless you're just nominated and you automatically are in. But either way, hopefully next year will be his year, class of 2017. We had Ron Wolf this year, then Brett Favre next year, 2016, and then maybe Jerry Kramer, 2017. We'll have a Packer for the next, a Green Bay Packer legend going into the NFL Hall of Fame 3 years in a row. Well, we won a Super Bowl 2 years in a row, Super Bowl 1 and 2, so we like to do things sequentially. We like to do things right in a row like that, so that would be nice. He does deserve it. Hopefully in a future episode, actually, just to not really promote, but kind of tease. I might be able to have a great guest on, and I guess I won't say who it is because then that if it falls through, then obviously But I'm looking to have a great guest, someone that the biggest champion, Jerry Kramer, is the biggest one that's trying their best and campaigning for him to get into the NFL Hall of Fame. So those were the two biggest topics I did want to talk about, and I did talk about last night before I probably did something stupid and whatever. So I do apologize for doing that, but definitely welcome to check this video out. Check out all my other videos on YouTube. And like I said, all my videos are now going to be through Google Hangouts, whether they're my 2 podcasts or they're just other kind of episodes, because I like to interact with people and keep the conversation flowing, because I know everybody has opinion one way or another on any topic that may bring up. And if you have topics to suggest, you're welcome to suggest them. You can follow me at talking_Packers for the Packer podcast that you can see below. You can also follow me on my personal handle at RB_Strong_06, at WWE_podcast for my wrestling WWE podcast. And if you want to talk politics, at politics_WI, where I talk state Wisconsin politics, along with obviously national politics, especially this time the 2016 presidential election jumpstarting. And my personal handles where we can talk about anything. But if you, like I said, want a suggestion for me for a YouTube video, it can be anything. Whether it's a serious topic, I can try to give advice, like an advice kind of episode or topic, or about sports. It can be something serious to something silly. It doesn't matter. If you have a suggestion, I will take it and go from it. Next week, like I said, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central will be the next episode of Talking Packers with Steve, live and in living color, I guess. And there I will be reviewing everything. I'll be going through all 32 NFL teams, previewing their upcoming season. I'll be giving predictions for records for all the teams. I will be giving my playoffs and Super Bowl prediction, of course, as well, going into that. So it'll be a jam-packed episode. It might go 2 hours, might go 3 hours. It might go even longer or shorter, depending on how fast I fly through some of those things. And if any people are watching live at that time that want to give their thoughts, maybe I have some, because you can have up to 10 people in the hangout, and maybe 9 of them obviously are from different NFL teams. That'd be even nice, diversified of NFL fans of different teams. Maybe I'll have a Raiders, Vikings, Saints, Cowboys, Buccaneers, Jaguars, Eagles, Chiefs, and Titans fans, the 9 others, and then obviously myself, the Packer fan, and the host of the show. That'd be very, very cool. But if it's not that way, and if 4 of them are from one team, fan of one team, and 3 others are, or however, that's fine too. And just join the conversation. But next week on Wednesday, that's gonna be a big show. and it'll be a big show because we're going to be going right into the NFL season shortly. So get things kick started there, and I'll give all, like I said, give all my predictions. And for those who listen live next week or listen when it's archived, as I used to say when I was on Blog Talk Radio where my podcast started, but when it uploads to my YouTube channel, you can, if you want, you'll have it there to go back to when the season's over to see if Steven was correct in predictions of records and playoff seeding, or if I failed miserably and only two of the teams that I thought were going to the playoffs made it in the playoffs. But well, we'll see. And I'm looking forward to this NFL season, as should the millions and millions of other NFL fans. I'm getting ready for my fantasy football drafts. I'm part of six leagues, which is the maximum, at least this year, 6 leagues on NFL.com. I manage one, so I'm in charge of one there on NFL.com, and then I'm on, I think, one or two. I think just one this year, actually. I used to be in like 2 or 4 on ESPN.com, but this year I'm just on one on ESPN.com. And yeah, so obviously I, like millions and millions of others, are so excited for the NFL season, and I might seem like I'm trying to hide it, but trust me, if I was off camera or if I was doing other, whatever, or if I was a different atmosphere, I probably would be a little over excited. Obviously I want to be professional when I'm on air for my episodes. With a little obviously entertainment and value. Also, hopefully, I might be able to create a background. I don't know if I'll have the ability to do so. I might have to ask some people about that, but and look into that. If you have any suggestions on what I could use to create something like that, or if you yourself create backgrounds for people for Google Hangouts or for even regular YouTube videos or whatever alike, you're welcome to send me a message here on YouTube or follow me at any of my Twitter handles, and I'll follow back and send me a DM. Or just let me know, because I definitely would be interested if someone that knows how to do it and knows how to do it obviously better than I, obviously. Then I would let them do that for me for both of my shows. Obviously, I greatly appreciate that. So thanks to everybody that listened live here tonight, or I mean this morning. And thank you to the person that did listen live last night. And have a great weekend. I'll be on a different podcast sometime this weekend, talking WWE with Jay. I co-host that show, so I keep myself busy. And each and every time I do a podcast, whether it was from Blog Talk Radio or now here on YouTube with my Google Hangouts, I think more and more that maybe I should look into this as a career, whether a career here on YouTube, making money, or a career if I get picked up by a radio station, or a local here in Wisconsin, a local TV station, doing a podcast for their news channel or something, talking Green Bay Packers and talking NFL. That'd be great. Obviously, the big time would be talking, working for ESPN or the NFL specifically, whether it's on TV or on radio. That would be the dream job. But obviously, for right now, it'd be nice to make a career here on YouTube with the podcasts, along with the other regular episodes as well. So again, thank you for your time. Thank you for watching whenever you do watch, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. Take care.